The Armor stumbled out of the gate this season, starting at just 2-12. And while some prognosticators and fans voiced their concerns, one group had no doubts: the Armor season ticket holder contingent. They continue to turn out at the Mass Mutual Center, and now they're being rewarded. The Armor went 8-4 in the month of February, and today they gave back to those fans. Pete Sousa pregame with Darius Johnson Odom. Darius, 33 points Friday, 36 Saturday. Be honest with me now. When your phone rings and it's a number you don't recognize, do you think this is the call?
Sometimes I do, but
people know you. They identify with your face. Back in your days with
Yes.
Duke, they're saying, hey, it's Chris Carrawell now. He's on the bench with the Brooklyn Nets. How did you end up with this organization after being with Duke and doing some work with Coach K as a grad assistant and also as a women's coach?
Yes.
Hey, Willie, you can't leave him with me because I'm not a real good babysitter, all right? Willie Reed sounding and looking exactly like he knows what he's doing. And it was actions like that on the floor that enabled him to get called up last year in April of all times. April 17th, called up by the Memphis Grizzlies, Sam.
Yeah, called up.
This is Inside the Armor.
Welcome to Inside the Armor. I'm your host, Pete Sousa, once again joined by Armor head coach Doug Overton. Coach, I love shows like this one because the people at home have time on their side. It's 11:30, 3 p.m. today. The Armor take on the Maiden Red Claws at the Mass Mutual Center. They can come on down. ArmorHoops.com. You can get tickets, 413-746-3263. Today, 3 p.m. Big game.
Right. Come on down.
James Curry with the spice on a Sunday morning. And now we go under the Armor with NBA veteran, a guy with 111 games in the NBA. Gary Forbes is going to tell us how he's going to get back. Now, training camp. It can be said the Springfield Armor began the season as a group of individuals trying to make the NBA. First-year coach Doug Overton saw this reflected in his team's pregame ritual, with each player seated in his locker with headphones on, lost in his own music. In order to change the culture and a 2-12 start, Overton ruled there would be one sound system in the Armor locker room. The result produced the sweet sounds of victory, a late-season playoff push, 2 call-ups, and one final jam session tonight against the Canton Charge. Pete Sousa pregame with Adonis Thomas. Adonis, you missed 5 games with an injury, splashed back onto the scene, 40 points over the course of your last 2 games. Why was it so easy for you to rediscover your rhythm?
it was just me.
We're going to learn a little more about you right now. We had Lance Hurdle here in that seat last week.
Okay.
We asked Lance, what are some of your aspirations after basketball? He said he wanted to be an actor.
Okay.
I didn't know we had an actor stashed on our bench here as an assistant coach. That's what, I got some footage I want to roll right here.
Oh man, this is bad too.
Let's see.
I couldn't be happy.
Really?
I wouldn't lie.
Now I'm going to tell you, first of all, that was pretty good. That was that the first thing you ever did acting wise?
Yeah. I thought it was. I was smiling the whole time. You're supposed to change faces, right? I was smiling the whole time.
Hey, that was pretty good. It's
yeah.
award season now. You know, we got the Golden Globes coming up, the Oscars are coming up.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to look out for you.
Absolutely not, brother. Absolutely, Pete, absolutely not.
We're gonna
man.
stick with coaching.
We're sticking with coaching, baby.
Well, coming up next, I don't know how Larry Anderson is going to follow that, but he's going to be in this seat next. Chris, thanks so much.
Amen.
We'll see you
Thank
soon.
you, brother.
Monday night, the Armor would come together at the Mass Mutual Center and look to upend the Erie Bayhawks. Adonis Thomas, fresh off a pair of 10-day contracts with the Magic, would return to Springfield and storm out of the gate. Defensively, his presence was also felt, blocking a shot from behind here. Willie Reed would finish with 20 points and a franchise record of 24 rebounds. Early, he was finishing on the alley-oop, and later, cleaning up around the 10 off of Lorenzo Brown's feed. Brown would also score the basketball, finishing with 13 points in his first D-League game with the Armor after 26 in Philly with the Sixers. For Erie, Scott Suggs would get going for deep. He was hot from outside all night long. Micah Downs, pulling up from mid-range, would finish with 10 points. But it wasn't enough, as Springfield would upend Erie, 112-103. Teams meet again Thursday night.
And that's, I think, where a lot of people struggle.
And that's what they're working on. So there's a plan in place. And if you go back overseas and anybody gives you a hard time, they're going to be in trouble, especially after we get your grades from Saturday's LSTATs. Jeff, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me on.
I mean, if he's not interested in sitting down, check him out standing up. Sunday afternoon, today, 3 o'clock. Jeff Foote, we'd love to have you back. Maybe we won't be able to, though, because you might be gone. You might be out of here.
We'll hope so, but, you know, it'd be great to be back. So.
Coming up next, we'll get to know Gary Forbes a little better. Stick around. You won't want to miss it.
Come reserve your seats.
Welcome back to Inside the Armor. Joining us now, I got to watch, make sure I didn't get my pocket picked. Armor guard, defensive specialist, Bruce Massey. Bruce, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming by.
Pete Sousa pregame with Devin Ebanks. Devin, you've averaged 19.5 points over your first 2 games. How have you fit right in? Pete Sousa pregame with Adonis Thomas. Adonis headed to All-Star Weekend to compete in the Boost Mobile NBA D-League 3-point contest. What was your first thought when you got the call?
Oh, I was excited. For my rookie season to be
That'll do it for this episode of Inside the Armor. This is Pete Sousa asking all of you to have a happy but safe New Year's. We'll see you next time.